Attention to orders. For conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity in action against the enemy while serving as platoon commander, 1st Platoon, Company D, 1st Battalion, 7th Marines, Regimental Combat Team 6, 1st Marine Division, 1st Marine Expeditionary Force, from 22 June 2012 to 27 June 2012, in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. Immediately after leading his platoon in a night air assault into enemy stronghold of Kaliagaz, 1st Lieutenant Conover's unit was quickly surrounded. Nearly non-stop for the continuous 6-day operation, 1st Lieutenant Conover's platoon was attacked by multiple waves of enemy fighters. Within the first 2 days, he led his platoon through the devastating adversity of the loss of 2 of his Marines, the serious wounding of another, and the evacuation under fire of all 3. On 26 June, he identified a machine gun firing position and fired his AT-4 rocket, destroying the enemy position. Under direct fire or observation from the enemy, he led his men through 40 significant events to include 23 direct fire engagements, 1 grenade attack, 2 indirect fire attacks, and 10 enemy attempts to overrun his position. In relentless pursuit of the dozens of enemy who attacked his platoon, he directed the employment of 38 tank main gun rounds, 4 artillery rocket strikes, 4 close air support strikes, 5 AT-4 rockets, and 2 anti-personnel obstacle breaching systems. His efforts resulted in more than 12 enemy destroyed, 5 enemy wounded in action, 3 detainees, and 1 enemy vehicle destroyed. By his bold initiative, undaunted judgment, and complete dedication to duty, 1st Lieutenant Conover reflected great credit upon himself and upheld the highest traditions of the Marine Corps and the United States Naval Service. For conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity in action against the enemy while serving as squad leader, 1st Platoon, Company D, 1st Battalion, 7th Marines, Regimental Combat Team 6, 1st Marine Division, 1st Marine Expeditionary Force, in support of Operation Enduring Freedom from 22 June 2012 to 23 June 2012. After the completion of an air assault in the Kaliagaz, Sergeant Rick and his squad were attacked from multiple positions by high volumes of medium machine gun and indirect fire. Sergeant Rick subjected himself to the enemy fire 4 times to employ his M4 carbine and M203 grenade launcher accurately while directing the maneuver of his squad. By his leadership, his squad provided devastating fires on the enemy, forcing their immediate withdrawal. Later that day, with complete disregard for his own safety, Sergeant Rick forfeited cover and ran out of the patrol base, covering 200 meters of open ground, to lead a security team and recover a mortally wounded Marine. Though enemy rounds impacted within feet from his position, as the security team maneuvered to the patrol base, Sergeant Rick calmly directed the fire of the squad. He remained outside the patrol base, suppressing the enemy until all of his Marines were safely inside. The following day, Sergeant Rick again led his squad to counter a complex ambush. The precision fire he employed from his grenade launcher destroyed 2 enemy fighters and oriented close air support aircraft onto their targets, ultimately leading to the destruction of the enemy. By his bold initiative, undaunted courage, and complete dedication to duty, Sergeant Rick reflected great credit upon himself and upheld the highest traditions of the Marine Corps and the United States Naval Service. For heroic achievement in connection with combat operations against the enemy while serving as platoon sergeant, 1st Platoon, Company D, 1st Battalion, 7th Marines, Regimental Combat Team 6, 1st Marine Division, 1st Marine Expeditionary Force, from 22 June 2012 to 27 June 2012, in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. During this period, Staff Sergeant Broderick led his platoon through 6 days of nearly continuous combat. After his platoon conducted a night air assault into Kaliagaz, the enemy attacked with well-adjusted indirect, medium machine gun, and small arms fire from multiple positions. Staff Sergeant Broderick quickly oriented on the enemy, ambushed, and daringly ran across uncovered 75 meters of open field to his most engaged and pinned down squad. Consciously forfeiting the cover of the small berms his Marines used to fire from, he stood in peril and confidently directed their fire, forcing the enemy to withdraw. Later that morning, the enemy attacked with grenades, indirect machine gun, and small arms fire, severely wounding Marine and mortally wounding another. Staff Sergeant Broderick boldly led another counterattack, directing the full combat power of his platoon's fires. Simultaneously, he rapidly coordinated and deployed fire support from a section of tanks, destroying enemy positions within 75 to 300 meters of his platoon. His unyielding determination and complete control of the battlefield forced the enemy to withdraw yet again, allowing a prompt emergency medical evacuation of the wounded Marines. His extraordinary guidance, zealous initiative, and total dedication to duty, Staff Sergeant Broderick reflected great credit upon himself and upheld the highest traditions of the Marine Corps and the United States Naval Service. For conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity in action against the enemy while serving as squad leader, Company D, 1st Battalion, 7th Marines, Regimental Combat Team 6, 1st Marine Division, 1st Marine Expeditionary Force, from 22 June 2012 to 27 June 2012, in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. During this period, Sergeant Brandow participated in an air assault into a known enemy stronghold in the village of Kaliagaz. Shortly after departing the landing zone, his squad was attacked by a high volume of medium machine gun and indirect fire. Sergeant Brandow subjected himself to the enemy fire to accurately employ his weapon, allowing his Marines to maneuver to the cover of a nearby compound. While fortifying patrol base, Sergeant Brandow's platoon was attacked by grenades, small arms, medium machine gun, and indirect fire. Exposed on the compound roof, he engaged the enemy with 2 grenades thrown in between bursts of medium machine gun fire, forcing the enemy to withdraw. When a member of his platoon fell wounded 200 meters outside the patrol base, Sergeant Brandow organized an aid and litter team and sprinted 200 meters through enemy fire to the fallen Marine. He then directed the suppressive fire that would allow him and the litter team to carry the wounded Marine 200 meters back to the patrol base. The attacks initiated on the first day were unrelenting and continued throughout the 6-day operation. By the end of the operation, Sergeant Brandow led his Marines through a total of 23 intense direct fire engagements. By his bold initiative, undaunted judgment, and complete dedication to duty, Sergeant Brandow reflected great credit upon himself and upheld the highest traditions of the Marine Corps and the United States Naval Service.